Welcome into 6 guys that are going to outperform their projections in week 3. Alec, we're already in week 3 of the NFL season, which is crazy. And we have 6 guys that are going to outperform their fantasy football projections for week 3 here. So we've been previously doing some running backs, wide receivers videos separate. This is running backs, wide receivers in one video. We have 6 total guys here. Really just, pick your poison. So I'll go ahead and give you first reign really quickly, though, before I do that. We are running a giveaway right now at 1,000 subscribers. We will be giving away a signed NFL jersey. The player, it'll be announced at 500 subscribers. It is a big name player. You guys are going to like it. It'll be announced to 500 subscribers, given away at 1,000. But having said that, Alec, we'll go ahead and turn it over to you for the first player here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Bill Croskey-Merritt here as my first kind of guy this week. They're playing the Raiders. I know it was just announced today, actually on Friday, that Marcus Mariota is going to make the start. But kind of what Vegas is telling us is that the Commanders are still 2.5-point favorites on basically every sports book. I think the Commanders have a chance to kind of get out ahead just because of Cliff Kingsbury and this offense, how good their coaching staff is. I think Bill could have a big week this week, especially I haven't even mentioned yet, Austin Eckler, Achilles is out for the year. Yep. So I think he has a chance to, kind of have a big week this week.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is that anytime you have a backup quarterback, rookie quarterback, anything like that, you always increase the chance of dump-offs to your running back, right? Running backs and tight ends, I always see an increase in targets because you have a quarterback that doesn't want to take a lot of risks, doesn't necessarily have the chemistry to connect downfield with the receivers yet. So, I really like the Bill Croskey-Merritt. What's he projected this week?
I think it was like 13.2 on ESPN.
Okay.
What? Yeah, can you check real quick?
Yeah, I'll check on Sleeper here. Bill Croskey-Merritt, 13.1. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I would agree. I like that because I could very easily see him having 4 or 5 catches because Eckler has been that consistent, reception beast in their backfield. With no Eckler, it is very much going to be JCM. It's going to be Bill. So, I like that a lot too. I'm going to start off. So I have 3 guys, right? We each have 3. I'm going to start off with my one kind of a sleeper pick. So this is a guy that maybe if you're in a league where you drafted, you went 0 RB and you ended up with maybe DeAndre Swift, who's questionable, and Travion Henderson, who you're not happy with. I have Tyler Allgeier here, and I'm going to justify it here because he's projected 7.3 points, which I think is very, very low. Okay, because in his previous 2 weeks, he went 2.4 in week 1, but he had 15 points last week with a touchdown. Take the touchdown away, he's at 9 points, outdoing this. They have a great matchup against Carolina. I think they're going to be able to run all over Carolina. Last week, it was very, very impressive to me watching them run all over Minnesota, who is a good defense. They ran all over them. I think this Atlanta run scheme is not getting the credit it deserves. And that in week 1, what we saw is when you're up against a tough matchup against Tampa Bay, running the ball on them is so difficult because Vita Vea takes up the entirety of that middle, right? And then you have Kalijah Kancey in there too, who's spectacular at blowing up rushing plays. So I think Tyler Allgeier this week against Carolina, I could very easily see them being up by, a touchdown or 2 in the entire fourth quarter, which means Allgeier's carries are going to go up. In week 1, he had 10 carries. Last week, he had 16 carries. It's a very split backfield right now. And obviously, Bijan's 1A. And realistically, it shouldn't be 1A, 1B. It should just be 1 and 2. But Allgeier's getting a ton of usage right now. And if you're in a league where maybe it's 12, 14-man league, and you have somebody like DeAndre Swift who's banged up, or maybe you had Aaron Jones, I think Allgeier might be worth a play. I like him to outperform that. Obviously, there's a reason why you draft him in the 11th round, but I do think he's worth a play if you have some tough RB depth. I promise my other guys are not that far down the board.
This is kind of like the Walmart version of Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Yep.
That's what it's turning into.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah. And I really like Allgeier. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he goes for 10 plus points again. And if they're going to score a rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter, I really think it's going to be Allgeier.
I mean, Allgeier was a really good running back there before they drafted Bijan. Like, he could be a 1 on a team. He technically is a 1 with the volume he's getting. I mean, there are some ones in the NFL that aren't getting as many touches as Allgeier is currently.
Right. I mean, 26 carries through 2 weeks is a very good number. like they're probably regular. I mean, fairly standard number for a 1, right? I
Yeah.
mean, maybe a little bit on the low end, but
And you get one blowout in there, he could have 15, 20 carries.
yes,
You could have
very
20
easy.
carries in a game.
Yep. So yeah, no, that's my sleeper pick. I promise the other two guys are a little bit more mainstream.
Gotcha. So I'm going to go Javonte here, Cowboys running back. So I really think Javonte Williams is kind of in a spot now where he's the main guy in Dallas. Jaden Blue probably going to be another healthy scratch this week. We were worried about him in the preseason. He's just not playing.
Right.
It's Miles Sanders is his main in the year 2025. His main competition is Miles Sanders on an offense that's fantastic. That's going to be fantastic this year with Dak. So I think Javonte Williams is a smash start every week from here on out, but especially this week against the Bears. I think he has a chance to have a really big week this week.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, he's projected. You know, when we had him on the show last week too, and we said he's projected 15 points. It's a big number. We know we don't care because we feel very confident he's going to go over. He did. You know, he put up 25 last week. It's 16.3 this week. We still don't care. He's going to go over this with the volume that he's got, with the limited competition that he has against an absolutely atrocious rushing defense in the Bears, and what we've seen time and time again. I really, really like that there. So my second guy here that I have, I promised you'd be a little bit more mainstream, and it is. Unfortunately, it is against your Bengals here. Jordan Mason against the Cincinnati Bengals, projected 16.29. I absolutely love this. I think the recent news of Aaron Jones going on the IR means that Jordan Mason, who really had been winning the backfield in the first 2 weeks, you know, is now completely won the backfield, right? There's no competition for him. And I think there's a couple things pairing into here, right? No Jones, no JJ McCarthy, which means you're going to be in a more run dominant game, right? I understand it's Carson Wentz coming in, right? Who's got plenty of experience, but you have a more run dominant, probably rushing offensive attack, and you're up against the Cincinnati Bengals, who have really struggled, especially against the receiving work for running backs. Bashal Tutin and Travis Etienne both had receiving touchdowns last week. Dylan Sampson had a receiving touchdown in week 1. I really, really think that the passing or the receiving upside of Jordan Mason here is huge. Also, Cincinnati, they don't have a good rushing defense. So I understand maybe through 2 weeks they haven't performed they haven't performed terribly, but it's not great. And you know that better than anybody, Alec. Yep. I really like Jordan Mason. I think he's very likely he's got a touchdown, probably 100 all-purpose yards, and I wouldn't be surprised with 4 or 5, maybe even 6 catches in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're telling me what's he projected on Sleeper?
16.2.
Dude, that's his floor. That should be his floor this week. His competition at running back is Cam Akers.
Yeah.
So he will be getting 20 to 25 touches against a bad run defense that gives up dump downs to running backs. He is primed for like one of his big San Francisco games.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the bad defense and 20 to 25 touches of being guaranteed is all you need to know. He is a smash start if you have him, an absolute smash start. And I think realistically,
if he's in your flex, I mean, that's a great week.
Yes, absolutely it is. But over to you for your third and final one here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Emeka Egbuka here. I don't know what he's projected on Sleeper because each of these apps is a little bit different, but for him this week, he had a limited practice today, so I think he's going to play on Sunday. So this is kind of depending like if he plays. But I saw a tweet today. Chris Godwin is very optimistic that he might come back in week 4 now instead of week 5. So this is probably one of the last weeks until we kind of figure out this receiver room to smash start Emeka Egbuka. But we saw last week, caught another touchdown. I mean, he is just a touchdown machine. He gets open in the red zone. Baker loves throwing to him. Mike Evans is still elite, but Mike Evans still kind of is good enough where he gets doubled. And Egbuka kind of just eats over the middle, quietly almost leading in target share too for this offense. And Baker is a top 7, top 8 QB in the NFL now, statistically, but also in my humble opinion as well.
Yeah. No, he's played. I mean, Egbuka's played 93% snap share both weeks. He's projected 13.3 on Sleeper. But yeah, I mean, And I believe they play at 1 too. Let me confirm
Yeah,
that.
they do.
But
Yes, they do. I
they
believe they
play
do.
at 1. So you have there's no problem. It's not like you're waiting until the 4:25 slate or even like Sunday or Monday Night Football with a guy that's questionable and might not play. You have plenty of time to get somebody else in if he's not going to play. So I really like that. If he's going to play and suit up, he should be in your lineup until Chris Godwin's back, like what you said, maybe next week. So no, I absolutely love that. I mean, I think he didn't have a great week against Houston, realistically, right? He had the touchdown, but that was just a weird game where nobody was playing well. And you still put up this around this 13-point marker. Like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect that to happen again. I just would not.
Yeah. And D'Amico Ryans is an elite D coordinator. I know he's a head coach, but he's basically the D coordinator too. Like that Texans defense is amazing.
Yeah, they fly around.
Hold
Yes. So no, I really, really like that. Probably the guy I like the absolute most this week, though. And I'm starting him in several leagues. Hey, as my dog's chewing on my on clouds over here. So we're gonna have a problem with that. Is Odunze. Absolutely love Odunze. I think this is setting up for to be absolutely perfect situation for him. He's had 9 and 11 targets through the first 2 weeks, which is elite. Right, coming into this, we had talked about this preseason, Alec, and saying he might be the wide receiver 1 in the Bears offense. Not necessarily depth chart wide receiver 1, but fantasy football wide receiver 1. And he has been. And you also have a matchup here against the Dallas Cowboys, who are going to put up points. We know that. And they just gave up 100+ yards to 2 different receivers with the New York Giants. Russell Wilson threw for a boatload of yards. Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors both had over 100 yards. Neighbors had 2 touchdowns. I think Odunze is in a spot where projected 14.38 points. I would be shocked if he went anywhere under like 16 this week, because the likelihood of Odunze going for 100+ this week is through the roof. Deron Bland's not playing again this week. I absolutely love Odunze for the season, but anybody playing against Dallas, especially with no Bland in the game, you're set up for a shootout against a bad passing defense. Yeah, especially you have Swift that's questionable in there. There's so many things that are aligning to have Odunze just go off this week.
I also think Rome could just be the wide receiver 1 now. Like I think that's in the realm of possibility as well. Like
Yes.
in real NFL terms as well.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, by the end of the season, I mean they're not going to change their depth chart. That's
No, I'm just saying like
but yes,
to the naked eye, and then also like to stats and fantasy.
Yes. Yep. No, completely agree. Yeah. No, I mean, those are 6 guys that we all think, that both of us really think are going to go over their projections. We've had some 4 out of 6 weeks previously. Last year, we had so many 5 out of 6. I don't know if we had a 6 out of 6 yet, but we always say it, but I think I can smell it coming this week, Alec. But those are our 6 guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button too if you want a chance to win a free NFL signed jersey. But other than that, this has been the Sports Geeks podcast. They play, we talk. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.